We here, we live, another sparring session. I got my brother in the building.
Absolutely.
Fellow Vanguard, fellow
Absolutely.
guy, y'all always compare us together.
Right.
You guys want to see us fight all the time, but we brothers.
Right.
Big
facts.
We don't do that. Got my brother B-Dot in the building, man, you know.
Peace, God. I'm honored to be here, bro.
Yeah, man. You one of them ones, bro.
Oh, yeah. We come from the same cloth. You already know.
First time I seen you, I think was verse the homie Strick.
The white boy. Yeah.
That was the first time I caught wind of you, and I was like, yo, like, got it, you know what I mean? And you can know where I come from with the knowledge and the consciousness. So to see you picking it and putting it together, it was dope, man. Like,
for sure.
And then we spoke. Then we talked, we dialogue. I told you mix a little sugar with that medicine. You know what I'm saying?
Big fact.
You've been running ever since, my G. Like, you know what I mean?
100%.
You could, of course, you do your own thing, but we here, man. I just wanted to give you flowers. You were definitely one of the best lyricists out. Changed the game.
Man, that's high praise coming from you, bro. I really, really appreciate that. You know, MCs recognize other real MCs, bro. Yeah. So you one of them ones to me as well. So to hear you say that, bro, that's high praise. I appreciate that.
And then I first seen you live at Traffic, I think, versus Emerson.
Yeah, that's where we first met. Yep.
You and Emerson was getting crazy. Like, that was a crazy.
Yeah.
That was a crazy.
For sure. That's a classic right there.
Oh, yeah. So we get into it, man. Like, before all this battle rap, before you got into battle rap, like who was B-Dot, man? What was B-Dot getting into, man? Like,
man, really, like, the city I come from a city in LA County, just north of like LA, like all the LA cities that you probably know of, like Compton, Watts, South Central. I'm about like 30 minutes north for all that. I come from a city called Pacoima, and the way I was raised, man, we just all that was around us was gangbanging and sports. Really, you had to be doing one or the other or both. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, man, I just grew up, you know, unfortunately getting involved in the gang culture. Unfortunately, nothing to brag about. And then also playing football. Football was my thing. You know, my pops put me in football early, so football was my thing. So I was really, like, in the neighborhood, I was kind of known as the cat that, like, played football, was really good at football. Dibbled and dabbled in the gang culture because it was around, and also, like, rapped and stuff like that. So that's pretty much who I was, man. I would say before battle rap, for sure.
Yeah, man. And see that gang culture. I've been like from both coasts, so I see it differently.
Right.
Gang culture where y'all from, that's like what people don't understand from like other places. That's like neighborhood shit. Like, if you grew up in the blood hood, nigga, that's just what you is, nigga. Because if you go somewhere else, you go to a crib hood, they're gonna be beating you up anyway. So you might as well, or whatever the case, you might as well get down with the get down, whatever set it is. Over here, it was more like now niggas do it, which the East Coast gangbanging. I don't really jive with that, but we used to have like street gangs. So when I was coming up, my block, like where I'm from, we used to have sides. So I'm from the South Side. So South Side niggas don't really rock with the North Side niggas, and then it would just that's how we would do it. But over there, it's the same thing, but it's just different. You know what I mean? But I tell people all the time, because, you know, you got grown men that just decide wake up one day and just get a flag. And it's like, bro.
Yeah, man.
Bro, people died and people did a lot of things for that flag that you just feel like you can just put on, take off, put it whenever you feel like it. And it's not cool, man. Like you said, gang banging is nothing to brag about, but it is to be respected, because came from a real place, and then people have put their blood and put their pain in it to do that. So people, you know what I'm saying? So you said football. What position you played? I've seen you running on the
on the little clips and shit. Yeah, man. I played all kind of shit, man. But primarily, I was a running back. That's what I got my scholarship for, to play Division I football and all that. Yeah, I was playing running back. Yeah.
Okay. So where'd you get a scholarship to?
A bunch of spots, but I ended up accepting a scholarship to Oregon State University.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
what's up, man. That's what's up. Did
Yeah.
you end up going, or you just?
No, I went. Yeah, I went up there. I played for like 2 years. Played for about 2 years, and it's a long story to that. But to make a long story short, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go to USC. I got into this fight on campus in high school that got publicized, and USC kind of revoked my scholarship because they thought I was like, a little ignorant kid fighting and all that. So I kind of went to Oregon State as my last resort, and I didn't want to be there, bro. So after 2 years, I just was like, nah, I'm going home. I'm good. So I came home and pretty much pursued my rap career since then.
Right. So, yeah. So that I was just about to ask you, like, what made you walk away from the football, but then we got the answer, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I always played just because, like, I felt like it was just for notoriety and accolades. It wasn't really like it wasn't no real, like, I wasn't in love with football like I was in love with hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't that difficult of a decision. Even though I was really, really good at it, it wasn't that difficult a decision to come home. You know?
Yeah, it was just something to do. It's like me in basketball. I played basketball for long my life, like been
right,
and all that, and then I just got to a point one day where I was just like, I'm cool. Man.
Wasn't in your heart. Yep.
Yeah, it's not in my heart, man. It was just like, you know what, y'all can have this. You know what I mean?
I can relate,
while
bro.
I'm in school, I'm not paying attention. I'm writing raps every day while I'm in school, looking up, trying to catch notes so I could be like, all right, so I don't fail. But I'm back in the book. Like my whole, when I was in school, my whole high school was like rap session. That's all I did.
Man, same here, bro. I definitely relate to that.
I wish I could show you. If I could show you my notebook, every notebook I got from school is literally like
raps.
2 weeks is notes. Then the rest, all raps. Like
all raps.
First 2 weeks,
I, relate, like
I tried to be good, but then it was just like, you know what, man, I'm sitting here for 50 minutes. I'm writing some shit.
That's a fact. I can relate to that.
Yeah. So, hip hop.
Yeah.
When you first, obviously, we from the same era, so it's like, when did you, or what rapper did it for you? I know for me, it was Nas. When I first heard like Illmatic and it was written, I was like, okay, this is what I want to do.
Right,
Then I saw him on the TV, and I'm like, yo, this nigga young like me, like he's talking this. I don't know what he's talking about with the gods and the earths, but I was young trying to figure it out. So it was like, all right, okay, I want to do
it. I dig it. Yeah, I mean, similar. Just on top of that, my pops was in the industry. Like since I was born, pretty much. He's always been in the music industry. He was a producer, and then he ran a couple independent record labels on his own. So I kind of grew up around hip hop, kind of fell in love with it just because, everybody want to be like they pops. You grow up and you want to be like your father or whatnot. So I wanted to be like my pops, and he was already involved in the industry. Like I grew up seeing, like, he used to work with Dre and Easy and Cube and all that shit. So I grew up seeing them, and I grew up being around that environment. So I just fell in love with it really early, man. Like probably like 6, 7 years old, I was in love with it. And then from there, obviously I got inspired by all the greats that we know, like Nas that you mentioned. Scarface was a big influence for me. Pac, of course, Biggie, of course, all the cliche goats that we know of. So yeah, like around them ages, man, 6, 7, and 8, I fell in love with hip hop, and I knew it was something that I wouldn't say something I wanted to do for a living, but I just knew it was going to be a part of my life forever. Part of my culture forever.
Right. Like even with me, like Method Man was my first favorite rapper because at that time he was partying, And as a kid, that shit easy to sing, so I was like, word. And then as I grew, like got older, then it was like, okay, Nas was kicking some shit. Then I got into Jay, then I got into Pun, I got into a bunch of people, you know what I'm saying?
Because it's too many people to name,
it's way too many.
We come from the golden era, so it's like...
Yeah, it's like, bro, we had everybody, like everybody put a little bit of inspiration in what we do. Even the underground cats like Big L, fucking...
For sure. 100%, bro. Yep.
D.I.T. Mad, you know what I mean? So, yeah, so when you got into when you was just doing hip hop, because you was around it, you know what I mean? Like, when you start really writing rhymes, like when you start really cooking up?
Yeah, man, really like early, man. It was like 8 or 9 years old, bro. Like,
Same.
I remember I used to write, like, you know, for therapeutic purposes, you know, when you were a little badass kid and you want to express yourself a certain way. I used to write, like, little raps, like dissing my parents and shit, you know, just like little shit like that. And yeah, I would say it had to be like around 8, 9 years old. And then from just writing it out of anger and using it as therapy, I started to kind of learn how to formulate records or kind of like write verses and shit like that. But it definitely, I would say, like around them early ages, man, 8, 9, 10, 11, around that time for sure.
Same. My mother says I've been writing. My mother always say that. She always joke with me about it. She's like, you've been writing as long as I can remember. Like you always had a notebook with you. Like I used to certain times I used to just travel with it. Just I got it just here with it.
You were born you was born to do it, bro.
Yeah, you know So it's just like my mom's always say that. So yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I started writing rhymes probably around the same time, you know, little shits here. And then I was always nice. Like my niggas used to be like, yo, write a letter to this before texting. All you young people that are watching this before texting. My man just be like, yo, can you write a letter to this shorty for me? Cause you be
right.
Boom. So I ended up writing raps, like, you know, out of that. Or I used to take people raps and flip them, and then I got better. Then I just started creating my own after a while. Like, okay.
Yeah.
And then by the time I was like 12, 13, I was good enough to go in the cypher.
He was nice. Yeah.
And that's all that mattered at that time. I was good enough to hold my own in the cypher with the older dudes. Like, as long as I spit something and they like, yo, young boy, shorty right here, he got it. That's all I cared about.
100%,
like,
bro.
Because that was at that time, that was the essence of it. That was everything. Like, you just go outside and impress your older mans with something that you just came up with in your room. Like,
right.
You go back home feeling good, poke your chest out and all that. You know what I'm saying?
100% fact.
Yeah, so I see now me and you talking, you know, the elephant in the room is the consciousness. So that's what everybody know it for. You know what I mean?
Right.
When did you start to come into your own consciousness of yourself, knowledge of what of our history, our people's history? When did that spark in your mind? Like, because I know for me it happened in my late teens, like probably like 18, 19, when I really got out there on my own and just started studying things. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man, that's dope. I wish it would have happened for me that early, man. It was really late, man. Probably like when I was like 28, man, like 28. So I'm 34 now, so that wasn't too long ago. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I was at the barbershop one day, and you know, you having them barbershop bills. Everybody just dropping their 2 cents, giving their opinions. One of the brothers would pose the question to everybody, and he said, what were your ancestors believing in, or what religion were they prior to the transatlantic slave trade? Like prior to the European coming to West Africa, what culture did they practice and what God did they believe in? And nobody had the answer. And I thought that was really interesting. That really like sparked my brain. I always was like very inquisitive growing up, Black people predominantly Christians and shit. So I grew up in a Christian household. My family's still Christians, but like always had questions. Yeah. That's just a Black thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I had questions, man, and nobody could answer them, man. So I think once that
you used to get in trouble and all that, you should get asking the wrong question. No, you get in trouble. Like, don't ask that around your grandmother. Like, you get like,
man.
Yeah.
That's who I used to ask her too. Like that's who I used to my fault, I got a call real quick. We still good?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, that's who I used to ask my grandma. You know what I'm saying? I used to ask my grandma, and she used to get upset, man. So they couldn't really answer my questions. They couldn't really help me out. So in the barbershop, that sparked my interest. And then one of the first things I gravitated towards around that time, it was like when Jay-Z started kicking the 5% stuff. And we thought like Jay-Z was really part of the Nation of Gods and Earths. It was around the same time. So it was intriguing to me. So then I started to really unravel that, because I was really familiar with the language, you know what I'm saying, with the culture of the 5% Nation. But I didn't know like the details of it. So it started there for me, really. Like that's where I started first. I did the knowledge. Unfortunately, I had a situation. Me and my brother, I believe it was Sham God we were speaking to. He kind of told us we couldn't really get down because we needed to go through some type of protocol or some shit. But for me, the information that I gathered at that time was enough, you feel me, to start me on my journey. So after that, I just delved into everything else. It kind of like started off studying, you know, 5% doctrine, and then I kind of got into everything else surrounding that, like African history, African spirituality, and things of that nature. So that kind of led me up to, you know, where I'm at presently.
Right. For me, I remember I went to Virginia. I was in Virginia trying to record something. I met my homie, and I met some dude out there, and he was just like, his energy was just crazy, and he was just talking like,
Yeah,
peace, God, this and that, God,
yeah,
this, we don't do that, and I'm just like, yo, what the?
yeah.
This dude,
That shit fly.
like,
That
what
shit
is he?
fly.
Yeah, what fly? Like he was well dressed, put together. Like he was. I'm like, yo, who is this dude? And then that brought me into it, so I started looking at it, and then I ended up finding an enlightenment of mine, like King Asiatic. He lived a couple cities away. I ended up dealing with him, and then it just went from there. Like I just met with a bunch of brothers, got a bunch of brothers, and we just I started studying 5%. And the same thing, I started studying everything because once you start,
it leads you down a whole path. Yeah,
hard,
for sure.
man. Like the 5% knowledge is just just a gate. Like it's just a small entrance to a big
facts.
Big thing.
It's like a connective tissue because they got the way that they do their shit. It's like really relatable to so many different, you know, branches.
Yeah.
Of knowledge and shit like that. So yeah, man, I love that shit.
We like to call ourselves scientists. So basically what it is like whatever you give us, we're gonna break it down to the core elements. So if you give us Bible, if you give us the Quran, you give us a talk, we're gonna bust it down and make it understandable because we believe in being like the earth, being like the weather, being able to come in all forms. So I should be able to kick my highest science to a kid and he knows
for sure
what I'm saying. You know
for
what I'm saying?
Sure.
So
100%.
So it's a good gate. I think that now, especially now, everybody's starting to wake up a little bit more, and I like it.
Yeah, man, for sure.
I like it.
Definitely happening.
I like it. I mean, granted, I wish the circumstances were different.
Of course.
But I like it because at the end of the day, first thing, if you want to change something, first thing you gotta do is get mad at it. And then, so right now we in the mad part, and I'm cool with that. Granted, some of the outrage is misplaced, some of it is, but we mad right now, so I'm with it.
Yeah, it all has to happen. It's all part of the process. You know, the universe is chaotic itself. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's all part of the process, man.
Right. Like I tell people all the time, like this. For me, how I look at the world view right now, this is old white man's last stand. White man, it's their last stand.
Yeah, for sure. They on their last leg.
That's why they doing all this. We putting the military over here. We're doing this. We're doing this, y'all, because the need for outside control talks about inward fear. Shows you're scared. Like you know what's gonna happen. Like
for sure.
I think that even with the teachings and all that, like it's time, it's due. Like we know who the original people of the planet are.
Right.
Everybody that's ever said that try to suppress them down. So
right.
You know what I mean? And I think that with everybody waking up as far as like just even in battle rap, everybody was on it. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
I just don't want it to become a trend. That's all. I don't want it to be trendy.
And everybody be fake woke. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I don't like that. Like even with the Black Lives Matter, I agree with the statement. I agree.
Right.
I just don't want that movement to become like Black Lives Matter versus these people. Like, nah, bro.
Right.
That's never what it was. That's never what it was.
100% with you on that, bro. I tell people the same thing. I agree with the statement, but I can't say I rock with the organization because I don't know what they really about at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know either. And then it's like, motherfuckers donating all this bread. Where's it going?
Right, exactly.
Nobody's telling me where this money's going. That's all I want to know. Like, I'm not even, if you could just be like, all right, we take the money and we put it over here in an account for this. Okay, cool. You just taking the bread. You're not telling me nothing. So it's like,
And I seen a video the other day. Some white lady was breaking down where their money is actually going. And she was like, the money ain't even going where y'all think it's going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm good off that. I'm good off that.
I'm good. I just don't want
it
it to become a trend because at the end of the day, especially with our people, we so hip about everything we do.
Yeah, we trendy. Yeah, for sure.
Like we're like we made everything trendy. Like we made having clothes too big, which is really the reason why you had clothes too big, because you was wearing your older brother clothes. So when you come out the house, your clothes, you turn that into a trend. You feel me? Like
facts.
Lacing your sneakers into a trend. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want that to become something, but I do like everybody waking up. I do like that people are more now just like more conscious of themselves. Conscious of what they say.
It's time. Yeah, it's a collective consciousness right now, you know? Yeah, and it's dope because it's just about the word itself is being used properly. Like the definition of the word consciousness, to be aware. So it's not even like, we ain't even all got to agree and be on the same school of thought, but as long as everybody's aware that this is the bullshit, you know, we're good.
Like, that's the point. Like, we ain't got to agree. You believe what you want to believe. I can believe what I believe. And at the end of the day, we both see some bullshit and go, yo, fam, this is not right. Like, this is
right.
And I think that is good. I think that even putting the consciousness in the material that we do, it helps, because people like to say, like, even with a guy like Lux puts it in there so you can find it. Right. And if you know what if you know what he's doing, then you get it off. You don't have I don't have to watch a Lux battle 70 times to know what he's saying. Like, maybe
of course.
Twice, just in case I watch it once and I watch it again in case I miss something. But I'm never confused. Like, what's that metaphor? Like, nah, I know because I got the ears for it. Same with you. I don't have to watch it 93 times to know what you're getting at. Like, I know as soon as you step up, I know what you're about to do. You know what I'm saying?
Fact. We from that cloth, bro. Everybody
we from that cloth anyway, so everybody can't do what we do. But speaking of battle rap, how you feel about that Lux comparison thing? Because I got that too when I first came in. Believe it or not, I got it too. I think that puts consciousness in a material they put that on.
Yeah, man, that's a fact. And you know, I was real about it at the same time. Like, Lux was a big influence. Like no bullshit. Like when I saw, because I wanted to get back into battle rap, but I felt like, you know, when I came into consciousness and I was kind of changing the direction of my music, I didn't want to stop doing that. I want to continue like to kick knowledge or you know, to have a point, have a message. So I wanted to battle rap. Like this is like back in like 2010, 2011 or whatever. I wanted to battle rap, but I kind of felt like I ain't gonna be able to do what they do because I'm not on that type time. But then I saw Lux do what he did with Calico, and it was very, very inspiring. You know what I'm saying? And it played a big part of me wanting to do this. I never fronted about that. And I understand like the, you know, some of the gestures and the hand movements. I get all that, but I feel like I'm just such a hybrid, man, that you can't really say I'm a Lux clone. Like, I respect it more if somebody was like, yo, this nigga B-Dot is like Lux and Daylight and Excel and fucking passwords all mixed together. Like, you know what I mean? Because I really feel like, you know, I'm a sponge like that. Like, I soak up the game and I understand like how I wanna present it. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, it's something that's gonna haunt me, I'm sure, for the rest of my battle rap career. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, I use this analogy when I be talking about this shit. I'm like, yo, if a nigga knock you out, you can't get up and be like, yo, but you fight like Mike Tyson. Like, nah, nigga, you still got knocked out. You know what I mean? Like,
and on top of that, influence is part of the game.
It is.
That's what people don't understand. Everybody, like, there's not a rapper that's doing this battle rap shit that's like, yo, I came up with my style completely by myself. Like, I didn't nobody, didn't look at nobody. I didn't.
Somebody had to inspire you.
Somebody had to inspire you. Like, and then on top of that, like, for influence, there's certain things I pick up from everybody I watch. Like, I pick up shit from people that ain't conscious, quote unquote. They are. They just don't put it. I pick up stuff from Ill Will. Ill Will has crazy charisma. So when he battles, I watch him and go, yo, what is he doing to get them lit like that?
Right.
I might take something from it, add a little bit, or Swave. Swave has a way of directly talking to you. When he's talking to you, to you. Like, you
like
know
you the
what I mean?
only nigga in the room.
Yeah, like there could be a billion people there, but you feel like just me and you, bro.
That's
and it's
fact.
just like, all right, how do I implement? So that's really what it is. Like you said, it's about being a hybrid. It's about okay, even with anything, a football, basketball, you taking something from somewhere.
That's
Kobe,
a fact.
my favorite. He tell you, I got that from Jordan, but you can't
For
stop
sure.
it.
Right, for sure.
It, so
for sure.
It doesn't matter. Like I got that
I said that I literally said that bar in the strict battle.
Yeah.
What I say, they said Kobe played like Jordan, but that ain't stop him from scoring. Like the same shit.
It's
like,
the truth.
So they can say they want to say
is Mike, but
right.
You can't stop it, bro.
You can't stop it, right? Right. So it's like,
I've never seen nobody block it.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, my thing is like you just gotta, if you're gonna say that in a battle, you gotta make it really, really work. You gotta have such a fire angle with it because it's kind of redundant at this point, and you still gotta receive whatever I'm dishing out, bro. Like you still gotta stand in front of it. So
that's
I think
and that's what I'm saying. Like for somebody to stand in front of you, it's tough because the thing about it is, and the thing about me too, and a lot of the conscious dudes, we was not always like that.
Right.
Like, even though I found consciousness early, I still did a lot of dumb shit. I still did my street shit. I still did whatever I had to do because at the end of the day, if you in it, understanding comes in time. Just because you get the knowledge, that don't mean that you're actually moving with the knowledge. You're not your wisdom. You're just having a bunch of shit in your head until it comes time to put it together. Then when you put it together, it's like, okay, boom, now. But it's just like I think a lot of people, even with the Christian battle rappers, the Horsemen, I think a lot of people get them confused. Like man, listen. Loso, you can look at Loso and clearly see he wasn't always Christian, B. He got tattoos, crazy. You know what I mean? I love Loso. Loso, my guy.
Good brother right there. That's a fact.
But you can look at him and tell, like, he wasn't always like that. Like something. And when I interviewed him, he said it, like, bro, this shit saved me. Like, it literally gave me purpose and all that. So it's like, I can't knock you for believing that, bro.
For sure.
That's your personal. That's your whether factual, we could do that all day. But if it feels like it
works for
purpose,
you,
it works for you. So I think that a lot of times it'd be like, yo, I can beat out rap about guns. What?
Yeah, for sure.
What are you saying?
And I always and I'll be cognizant of that. So I always be trying to put it in the right context too. Yeah. Like I try to like phrase it a certain way or put it in a proper context to where it's like, it kind of still makes sense in the grand scheme of things at the end of the day. So, I mean, but people. Right.
And it's like, and then it's a pigeonhole both ways. Because then you got somebody like Geechee Gotti, who is the quote unquote, I've seen people say this, the quintessential fucking gangbanger rapper nigga.
Right.
Well, who's to say that Geechee don't have consciousness?
Of course. Right.
He's not dumb.
He's not dumb.
He's not a dummy.
Definitely.
And he's definitely not like a rah-rah dude. So it's like, who's to say that Geechee can't sit down with me and you and have a great build at the same time?
For sure.
Like, you don't know what anybody knows. This is a form of entertainment. This is just
sure.
I say it all the time. It's like now. It's like wrestling.
Yeah. No, that's a fact.
It's wrestling. Like whatever your character is.
Yeah, you just got to play up to that.
Maximize that shit. Like just put it to like even with Lux mastered it. They asked Lux. They said about the choke on Math Hoffa's show. He just didn't address it because he's like, yo, information better than knowledge. So I mean, imagination is better than knowledge. So he's like, I just whatever y'all think is gonna happen, I'm gonna just let y'all happen. So you just play what you gotta play it up. I think that.
Part of my little nephew right now.
You good? You good? It's the business, man.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
No, you good.
But I think that as far as the Lux comparisons, I think you're your own. I think they do that with anybody who's kicking any type of consciousness.
Yeah, of course.
With skill.
Yeah, of course, for sure. 100%.
Not just somebody who can really put them words together. and they got a little bit of knowledge of self, they go, "Oh, you Lux," and look.
Right.
Like, not to knock Lux. I don't know what Lux knows. I never sat down with that man and really built with him and got inside his mind to even know what knowledge he knows. I know he talks good. I don't know. So it's just the first time they seen that. So when they see it again, it's like, oh, when they see it, they're like, oh. But I think that you're your own person, bro. Like you.
Thank you, bro.
And you put your work in. So it's like,
thank you, bro.
It's like you didn't get here because you sound like Lux. You got here because, well, for me, when I seen you verse Strick, I was like, oh, this nigga is going crazy verse him. Like,
Good looking, bro.
What the fuck is happening? Like, I know
Good
Strick
looking,
feel
bro.
like the only fucking person on the planet right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, that round you hit him with was just too crazy. Like, no, I didn't even watch the rest of it. Whatever he said didn't matter at that point.
Right, for sure. It's one of them rounds.
Yeah,
it's one of them rounds.
Once it was like, okay, you know what I mean? I think that with you, I tell people all the time, this thing is about, be cognizant of what you say. You always got to be cognizant. But sometimes it's just like, nigga, fuck that, just go. You know what I mean? Like, because at the end of the day, this shit is about who can rap better.
Yeah,
I learned, Sean Price taught me something. Rest in peace, my bro, Sean Price. Matter of fact, rest in peace, LB the Boss. I forgot to say at the top of the show. But rest in peace, Sean Price. He taught me something. Because he's also a 5%, and he was like, yo, I'm very smart off the mic. I'm like, no doubt. He's like, I do what works for me. People want to hear this guerrilla crazy shit from me, so that's what I do. You know what I mean? Like, so when you hear him rap, it's a bunch of fucking words, and he's talking about slapping people and all, which he will, but Sean Price is the nicest dude on earth. You know what I'm saying? So
I got you.
He just was like, bro, he was like, I do what works for me. And sometimes, especially with this battle shit, like I tell people all the time, battle rappers have it kind of worse than regular rappers because we don't have no buffer. Us and the fan. Like, a fan can tweet Jay-Z, you suck, but he's not that shit. What the fuck is the likelihood?
Right.
Us,
there's no,
they can be like, nigga, you trash, bro, and we gonna respond. And then when we done putting on the performance, we go back to the hood. We go back to whatever
that's the real
whatever hole you came from, you going right back to it. So I think we have it harder in a sense of, not in the sense of like, there's certain things that they do that's hard, but we have it harder in the sense of like fan wise, there's no buffer, and battle rap fans don't really have a gauge of respect for the shit that we do in some ways because they all feel like they could do it. I don't know what the fuck. I don't know. So and with this era, everybody's an expert.
Right.
So it's like, that's why I kind of wanted to do a show. That's why I like Math Hoffa's show. That's why I kind of like battle rappers taking over the media situation, because not to knock any other bloggers or other people with podcasts, but you can't really speak on something you ain't never done.
That's a fact, bro. I say that all the time.
Like, you don't know how it feels to be standing across from a nigga and he is going crazy. He's cooking. He's got to sit there and while he's spitting the best shit you ever heard in your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't know what it's like to fucking write a bar and a bar you didn't expect to hit, and now you got to recalibrate yourself. Yeah. Like, that's real. Like, because I tell people all the time, battle rapping is like stand-up. I liken it to stand-up comedy. Only in the sense that it's just you. When you get on stage, it's just like, he rap, but when it's your go, it's just you. Yeah. Like, you entertain. So stand-up comedy the same way. It's just them. If they bomb, they bomb. Yeah. If they killing, they killing. It's no beats. It's no nothing. It's just, you know what I mean? So I think that but I definitely think, especially for the West, I love how y'all West Coast niggas rally up and put on for the West. I like that, man. I like how you, Geechee, Daylight, Danny Myers, now you got Jay the Nightwing. Up. I like Jay. I like him. He's very dope. Very dope.
Jay is dope. Stu Newton, Dre Vicious.
What's the other? Dev the Demon.
Dev the Demon is dope.
Grim. Yeah, I like how y'all y'all mount up because y'all shout out to RX too.
RX.
Yeah, y'all
Sister
mount up.
Outspoken.
And y'all made it. Yeah, Sister Outspoken. I peeped y'all battle too. That was very dope. Shout out to her.
Yeah.
I like how y'all mount up. Y'all made it a thing now. Y'all like, yo, come to us. You know
For sure.
This y'all made it a thing. Like, and I like that. Like, because at the end of the day, y'all kind of got smacked out of his hole, really.
Yeah.
Like when I mean his hole, I just mean New York.
Yeah, I get it. I know
New York, and he was not leaving.
Yeah, I'm already knowing. Yep.
He was not. Well, when he first started, he used to travel about, you know what I mean? But once he got like his feet set in New York, he wasn't leaving. And then y'all came, UKG, a bunch of other guys, Rum Nitty. So he's making that thing global. And I think that y'all are a definite part of the movement. Even the disaster, throw disaster in there too. Like you throw him in there too, because he's a legend. He's
he's a legend for sure. Legend for sure.
He's a legend.
Yeah.
That's my guy. But I think that I think now it's just about legacy for you, bro. That's what I think, man.
Yeah, man. For sure.
I don't think you gotta run around and fight everybody that wants to fight you.
Yeah. I would agree with that. At this point, I think it's just about the big stages. And obviously, it's the pandemic, so I don't literally mean big stages, but I just mean big events like the Gnome joint that just passed.
Mm-hmm.
And
I can't wait to see you in one of them with the no crowd situation.
Yeah, you feel me?
I'm trying to get me one of them too, because it's like, nigga, you let me or you or any of us in that, they like already hit my phone like, fam, this is perfect for you. What are you doing? Like,
top,
you know what I mean?
bro.
You let one of us in there, y'all, because it's back to the age of the pen.
Right.
It's back to you gotta be fucking saying something. You can't say nothing very well and have 1,000 people go crazy for you because they like you. You got you got to be saying something.
100%.
It's about, like, even with Daylight doing what he did versus Rock. We're not going to take nothing away from Rock, because Rock was snapping too.
Yeah.
Actually, I think that Tay Rock was probably one of the best Tay Rocks I've seen, to be honest.
He was fire.
He was wild.
He was fire.
But now it's about what you're saying. It's about, so I think for you, it's about legacy, man. It's about, you ain't got to chase nobody, man. Like you always say, meet me on the roof, bro.
Yeah. I'm still pushing that, man. I'm still pushing that, So again, it's like the rooftop joints, I'm pushing that. And then, but at the same time, I just feel like you say, for legacy purposes, I got to get on one of them big cards at least once, like a Gnome or Summer Madness or whatever. I got to get on one of them big cards and show out at least once, So for legacy purposes.
I think it's going to happen. I think that, I think it's going to happen. I just think that, well, now it's just about picking your fights right, choosing the right, because like I said, you put in a lot of work. You got a lot of good names on your resume, but now it's just about legacy and really fighting who you want to fight. Like how Av is doing right now. Av is literally like, I don't even want no top tier niggas. Give me the dogs. Like he put my name in there. He put Quest and Cody. He put a bunch of dudes that are just the top tiers here. We're right under there, but we the dogs. Like we like rough stepping. So he put a bunch of us in there, and it was just like, okay, you know what I mean? Because I think now battle rap's going back to the dog fights. Like it's going back to all that glitz. And granted, they got it on Caffeine and it's well produced, but they're well producing dog fights, bro. Like for real. Sure. Like that whole Ultimate Madness tournament was just dog fights.
That was fire. That was fire.
Fights. It was dog fights. Jay the Nightwing, Lou Castro, Sick in Chaos. Like it was all dog fights, and it was just well produced. It just looked nice. And that's really all it is with Caffeine. They just making it look good. So I definitely think, and you got albums out. You got an album out, right? Coming.
Yeah, I got an EP. Coming forth by day. I think I got 6 joints on there. Yeah, 6 joint EP.
I like the I Say joint. That's my favorite joint on there.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. Yeah.
I fuck with your music, man. That's another thing that separates you from.
Thank you, bro.
Battle rap situation, because you can really go. You know what I mean?
Thank you, fam. Same with you. With you.
I appreciate it. A lot of cats, when you cut the beats on.
Yeah, whole different ball game.
That's why I'm doing a verbal war zone in October, because I want.
There we go.
I want to do it. Like, it's just like,
yeah.
all right, let's do that. You know what I mean? Like,
there we go.
That's where we from anyway.
Yeah.
Beats.
That's a fact.
But I definitely think, like, you know what I'm saying? You got any else? Got anything else you about to put out? I know you say you're working on something.
Yeah. I just started working on my album last week. Yep. I locked back in on Monday for the whole week. So I'm working on an album, and I'm probably gonna end up working on 2 albums, because me and one of my producers, we're gonna lock in for this album that I'm working on next week. But then I'm also getting a lot of beats from all kind of other producers. So I'm like, it's a lot of hot shit I got sitting over here too. So I'm probably just gonna work on them both. I'll probably work on 2 albums simultaneously. Yeah, I'm just trying to work, bro. It's like, man,
I'm definitely got to feature on one of them things.
Oh, 100%. 100%, bro. That's long overdue.
Yeah, hell yeah. And then yeah, me too. I'm working on something right now. Me and my man Oblivious, we putting a project together. We like 4 joints. We like 4 joints in. Probably gonna do like.
I heard some of the snippets you've been playing. That's gonna be on there.
Yeah.
That's fire.
That's what that's from. That's what that's from.
Yeah, that's fire. Good shit.
Yeah, so we cooking up. You know what I mean? I'm supposed to go link with them a little later anyway, but we cooking up. So yeah, man, that's all I like to see, bro, is just work, man. You know what I mean? Sure. Let me see what else you got lined up for the next couple. Any battles? Anything to talk about?
Yeah, hopefully, man. I'm kind of waiting on some calls and waiting for some battles to get booked. You know what I'm saying? I was hoping to have a really good 2020 run, because I've had a pretty decent run so far with the 2-on-2, me and Geechee versus Loso at A-Ward.
Oh yeah, that shit was fucking.
Yeah.
Shout out to all 4 y'all.
Thank you, bro. That's a goodie right there.
Crazy on that motherfucker. Like,
yeah, that's a goodie right there.
The world was getting crazy.
Yeah, for sure.
Y'all, man.
Yeah, man. So I'm just trying to continue that type of energy, man. Just do some more good battles and just put out some good music, man. That's
hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Well, be there, brother. Happy to have you on the show. I'm gonna text you so we can get up and knock some music out for sure, bro.
For sure, bro.
Let the people know where they can find you at, where they need to see you at, and all that, man.
Yeah, on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Beat Out the God, just underscores in between each word, So Beat Out the God with underscores in between each word. I'm on all that shit. I'm very active. I answer DMs and all that. So yeah, holla at me.
Yeah, he's there. I'm here. You already know where to find me. XL508 on everything, man. Sparring Session, my nigga B. Dot. Love you, bro. Thank you for having me.
Love, bro. You already know.
Peace out.
All right, hit me, bro.
I will.
All right, cool.